So we're going to change pace a little bit here. And you talked about Bitcoin a bit as something that you hold in your portfolio. And I do want to couch this part of the conversation with the disclaimer that you're not a financial advisor, hedge fund manager, but you are an entrepreneur and businessman. But how are you looking at, in a world where this deflation is going to be a force, how are you looking at where you're putting your money, the types of businesses that you're investing in, the time horizons that you're looking at? How are you investing around this?
So if you think about what we've talked a lot about, what will central banks likely do, and so if central banks don't print, then I think you would want to be out of the market. You'd want to be in cash, right? But they will likely print, so you need to be in the market. But the game is actually not what's happening out here. The game is what are central banks doing, and so. If you take that to its logical conclusion, so first of all, what companies would I be in? I would be in a bunch of the companies that I'm involved in, or technology monopolies. I would have all your listeners, readers, look at network effects. And a network effect is, a telephone works on a network effect. It's worth zero if I'm the only one with a telephone. And worth more, and the value of the network increases with each additional user. And so if you have a telephone, you and I can talk. If one other person, and the internet itself is designed really strong network effects, as are the big monopolies on top of it. So most of the value that's been created in monopolies are around network effects. So I look for network effects in companies, or design around network effects in companies, and I've had tremendous success in my own portfolio around companies that demonstrate that, because the value to all users keeps going up and up and up, and as a byproduct, their algorithms get better, and as a byproduct, nobody uses a second place algorithm. Right, and so there's still lots of opportunities for companies to be created into there, and I'm really excited about the technology companies I'm involved in. Really excited about that. So I would have money there, and then if printing is going to happen, you need to be in the market. But then I would look at what is the logical next step from there. The logical next step from there is, at some point, taxes are going to have to go way up. So if you have, let's say, you're investing in real estate, and real estate has been an asset that, if China's going to devalue their currency, which they're going to print money and devalue their currency, then holders of that currency in China need to get it out of China, and they need to put it somewhere, and it goes into our real estate. And the real estate goes up, and then our rents go up, and everything else. And so those things are likely to accelerate, and those things are likely to continue to happen. But because you can't move it, it can be taxed. And so taxes at some point down the road are going to go up, as well as you try to pay back all of the stimulus and debt that you're producing. So I'd be careful of how all in I was on any asset class like that. And at some point, the moving around deck chairs of the Titanic about the monetary policy is going to break. I don't know what that point looks like, and so but Bitcoin itself works on a network effect as well, and so the more and more users of a system increase the value of the system. And so Bitcoin overall actually has that potential to operate on a network effect, and then at some point drive massive trust in it. And that trust might be from currency holders in Venezuela, who Bitcoin last year lost 30% of its value. It didn't lose 1.8 million% of its value from the inflation rate. So those people won. They could move the currency. It was life-saving for people in Venezuela. So that might happen from a whole bunch of different countries. It might happen from people in China getting into it so that they can move and save from currency devaluation. And at some point, with enough people using that, whether it's a currency or not, whether it's a hold of value, store of value that enough people trust, it could just change the game over it all. So I look for asymmetric bets, almost unlimited upside and limited downside. And if I said, where is the gold market today versus the Bitcoin market today, and what could happen? It's an asymmetric bet. So I hold some of that in my portfolio.